Yo, what is up, Sex Beast? Crazy Rabbit here, and today we're going to be doing top 5 worst wonder weapons to have on high rounds, so let's go ahead and get the shit started. So this list actually made me think. So when I was coming up with this list, I had to go through each wonder weapon, think about the pros and cons of it, how good is it on round 50, how good would it be past round 50, is it even worth having, so a lot of factors went into deciding this list, and it's not just personal opinion. So coming in at number 5 is going to be the lightning staff. Now compared to the other staffs, the lightning staff is by far the worst. On round 50, it struggles to even get a kill. You're going to have to shoot this thing multiple times just to get a couple kills. The first thing it's going to do is create crawlers, and then after that it's just going to damage them. Then after you keep damaging them for a while, it'll eventually kill them. Now the reason this is so high on this list is because it's kind of better than the rest of them because it just holds a lot more ammo. That's really the only reason it's right here on this list. It holds a lot more ammo, and it does just a little bit more damage than the rest of the weapons on this list. And with just one charge shot, it can affect an entire group of 24 zombies, which a lot of other weapons on this list can't do that. So this weapon has a lot of ammo, it can hurt multiple zombies at once, and it does more damage than the rest of the weapons on this list, but given all that, it's still not a very good weapon to have on high rounds. I would much prefer literally any other staff than this one if I was going for a far round. Really, this staff, in my opinion, just isn't even worth building, because after you get past a certain point, it just becomes really useless. Alright, and taking the number 4 spot is going to be the upgraded Acid Gat. Now, this one actually made me think, does it deserve the number 4 spot and or the number 3 spot, and I eventually decided it's going to get the 4th spot, mainly for the monkey bomb effect. So when you shoot the Acid Gat, a bunch of green projectiles are going to go around, and the zombies are going to be attracted to that, and it's going to do explosive damage, and I would say these explosions are about 2 to 3 times stronger than the actual ray gun. So it's a pretty powerful weapon, and it's a monster on early rounds. It's definitely a great weapon to have on early rounds, and the monkey bomb effect can really help you. But once you start to get up there, you're going to have to shoot multiple times, just like every other weapon on this list, to actually get some kills. Now the reason this didn't beat the lightning staff is 1, it's a little bit weaker than the lightning staff, and 2, it doesn't really carry as much ammo. Even though the monkey bomb effect does kind of make up for those cons, I eventually just had to give it to the lightning staff because the lightning staff can affect more zombies. If you don't have all the zombies close enough together when that explosion goes off, you're not really going to be injuring all of them. Which if you have the lightning staff, they can actually be pretty far away from each other and they're all still going to be affected by that lightning. But given all that, this weapon is still a good weapon to have. The monkey bomb effect is always going to be useful no matter what round you're on. But once you start to get up there in rounds, it's just going to take multiple shots to actually kill some zombies, and that can kind of be a pain in the ass. Alright, and taking the number 3 spot is going to be the Scavenger. Now, the Scavenger is personally my favorite weapon in general. I just love this weapon. It's my favorite wonder weapon. I love using it. I think it's a blast. But that's still not going to stop me from giving it some shit because it's a piece of shit. When you get to round 50, it's going to take multiple shots to actually kill any zombies, really. First, it's going to create some crawlers, and then it's just going to injure them, and then after you shoot like 4 to 5 times, it'll actually kill them. Now, the reason this isn't higher on the list is because it doesn't really hold as much ammo as the other weapons. And since it's a sniper, it's kind of hard to aim down sights when you're getting chased by zombies, so you kind of just want to shoot at the ground and wait for the explosion to happen. You're also going to want to have PhD Flopper, or this weapon's probably going to kick your ass. So if this weapon did an infinite amount of damage, I would love it just so much more, but it does poop out fairly early, and once it does poop out, it's really just not even worth it at that point. I mean, of course, it's still going to be worth it. You can use it to take out George, and even on round 50, you can at least kill a couple hordes at 24, so it's not completely useless. But if you get trapped in a corner, or if you're about to get trapped in a corner, you're probably fucked, because it's going to take 4 or 5 shots to actually kill some zombies. So if you need to get a kill, and you need it to be quick, this is not going to be your weapon. You're going to have a much better time if you try to get the Wonder Wall from George. But given all that, I still love this weapon. I think it's just so much fun to use, and I love the effects of it. I love how it looks. I love the explosion it creates. I just love everything about this weapon. It's still a great weapon, but it just doesn't do enough damage. Alright, and taking the number 2 spot is going to be the ray gun. Now, the ray gun on early rounds is an absolute fantastic weapon to have. You're obviously going to want this weapon on early rounds. It seemed like back in the day during World at War, it was much more valuable than it is nowadays. Like back in World at War, this is probably just because we were all noobs back then. When we got the ray gun, we were like, yeah, ray gun! Now when I see the ray gun in the box, I'm just like, I don't want that piece of shit. Because it is a piece of shit. On early rounds, it's pretty good, but once you really start to get up there into the 30s and 40s, it just takes too many shots to actually kill the zombies, and it's just not even worth it at that point. The ray gun does a consistent amount of damage, and what I mean by that is, in all the CODs, it does the same amount of damage. It might look different, but it's always done the same amount. And I would recommend you have PhD Flopper with this thing, because if a zombie comes too close to you and you try to shoot at your feet, you're going to take some splash damage, and I've done that one too many times and have ended up downing myself. And on round 50, this weapon, it just takes way too many shots. I mean, you might be able to clear out 1 or 2 groups of 24. That's just because you have a lot of ammo, and if you have a lot of ammo, you're bound to kill something. But you're going to create crawlers, and those crawlers are going to be a pain in the ass to deal with, and eventually you'll kill some zombies. So that's why it's number 2 on this list, is because it just takes way too long to kill all the zombies. You know, like a lot of other weapons on this list, it's just going to take 4 to 5 shots of it, and the zombies are immediately dead. But the ray gun, you're going to be unloading a lot of ammo, and you're going to be there for a while until you actually get all those kills. Alright, and coming in at number 1 is going to be the Winter's Howl. Now, the Winter's Howl was a good idea. I like the idea of it. I like the idea of a gun that can freeze zombies in a blaze and turn them into ice. I like that idea. The actual gun itself is god-awful. It is a terrible weapon. On round 50, it's literally going to take almost all of its ammo just to kill the zombies, and at that point, there's really no reason to even have it, because you're only going to get like 2 to 3 uses out of it, and then after that, you're basically done. You're out of ammo, and there's nothing else you can do with it, then you're just going to have to start relying on traps to actually get your kills. So the Winter's Howl just doesn't do enough damage, and it just doesn't hold enough ammo like the ray gun to sort of make up for that lack of damage. Now, given the Winter's Howl is actually a little bit stronger than the ray gun, I still have to put it in at number 1 just because of that lack of ammo. You're not going to be able to kill nearly as many zombies as you would with the ray gun. Now, the only real good thing that this gun has going for it is it can slow down zombies. So if you're playing with a group of friends and you need to slow down some zombies so that way you can actually revive your teammates, this weapon's actually pretty helpful, and it's actually really fun to use on early rounds, and it's actually really good to use against the Pentagon Thief. But once you get up there, I would definitely keep this weapon because it's really one of the only things in Black Ops 1, if you're playing on 5, that can actually kill some zombies. I would keep it just in case you're about to get trapped and just spam the hell out of it and hopefully get lucky. But this weapon on high rounds is just really not even worth your time to actually kill zombies. I would have it just in case, but I wouldn't really try to use it. So that's my top 5 list for the worst wonder weapons to have on high rounds. I'm very curious to know, do you guys agree with this list? Because I put a lot of thought into this. And in all honesty, this is kind of how I see this list going down, because I looked at ammo, I looked at how much damage it does, I looked how to use the weapon, if it's good if you're about to get cornered, how many zombies it kills. I took a lot of things into consideration when I was creating this list, and hopefully you guys agree with it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys could, please leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. Peace.